little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery, horse drama, mother-daughter drama, finding yourself. I don't think I would have ever picked this book out for myself, so it does feel like a good little bit of book serendipity that I found it. Hi, welcome back. I am sitting in front of my newly reorganized TBR shelves. These are all the books I own that I have not read yet. And I'm here with my TBR jar to pick a book for June that I'm going to read for this reading vlog. Every month I pick a book out of the jar. Let's find out what this month's book is going to be. Every Wild Heart by Meg Donahue. Here we go. Oh, that was nice and easy. I got this book in a book subscription box that I had for a couple months. Ryan gave it to me as a gift for Christmas. Not the book, he gave the book subscription box to me. I think it was The Introvert's Retreat, and this book came in one of the boxes. I believe it is women's fiction, and it is about a woman who is a radio host, and she gets in trouble after she goes on an on-air rant when her husband asks for a divorce. Wait, she doesn't get in trouble. The rant propels her into the national spotlight. And now other women are turning to her for advice on her show, The Gail Gideon Show. But it looks like fame isn't all it's cracked up to be, and someone is threatening her daughter, like a crazy fan is threatening her and her daughter. In addition to that storyline, it appears there is a storyline with the daughter. I believe she's 14 and she's socially anxious, but then she gets in an accident while she's at riding a horse and kind of changes her personality and finds herself landing in some risky situations. So this looks like it is part mystery, part love story, mother-daughter. Seems like it could be pretty interesting. Let's give it a go. I just finished reading this really kind of gory, violent serial killer book. It was a detective novel about a detective tracking down a serial killer. No, the detective is tracking down a copycat serial killer, and then the other serial killer escapes from prison. There was a lot of serial killing, and I need something a little lighter, something a little more intimate, something a little more character driven. So I am ready to start reading my TBR jar pick, Every Wild Heart by Meg Donahue. I've been working at my desk most of the day, working on revising a novella and also prepping for an event that I have coming up on Friday. And it is late afternoon. A bunch of showers just passed over, but we're gonna go take Charlie for a walk, and then we don't have anything on the calendar for this evening, so I think I will be watching an episode of Mayor of Easttown, which I'm really enjoying, and then reading. This is a pretty short book, so I don't think it's going to take me very long, but I'm looking forward to getting started. Thursday. I feel like I haven't read anything all week. Feel like I've been working a lot, and then we had volleyball. We're doing an intramural volleyball, sand volleyball league this summer, and that's pretty fun to be back playing volleyball. But I didn't get any reading done last night, and then today I did some work and then went to volunteer, and so it's 8:30. Ryan is down playing video games with his brother, and I'm finally getting to sit down with Every Wild Heart. I've read about 60 pages of this. I'm enjoying it. It's a rather intimate character portrait of a mother and a daughter. You have the mother, Gail Gideon, who is very extroverted, outspoken, confident woman who has her own talk radio show where she talks about love and kind of a self-help guru kind of thing. She's divorced from her husband and is raising her daughter, Nick. And Nick is kind of like the exact opposite of her mother. She's very shy, introverted. She has a stutter. She has a hard time getting along with people. at school. She has a hard time at school, has a hard time fitting in, just kind of feels like an outsider. For Nick, the place where she feels most comfortable and the place where she feels like she can be most herself is at a horse riding stables with her horse True. So it's kind of been interesting to see this back and forth between mother and daughter, with the mother being very confident and sure of herself, and with the daughter being very uncertain and unsure of herself. So something big has just happened with the book. A big thing has happened in Nick's life, and I think it's going to kind of shake up both Gail and Nick's life. I don't really know where this is headed, but I'm ready to go on the journey and find out what happens with these characters. So I think I should be able to get about an hour of reading in before I fall asleep. Maybe only 45 minutes, half hour. There are a lot of music references in here, and I'm wondering if there's like a playlist. She keeps talking about all these different bands, ones I'm familiar with, like The Pretenders and Velvet Underground, but I'm like, oh, I would love to be listening to these songs as I'm reading it. Look what I found in the back of the book. The playlist. So now I feel like I have to pull some of these up on Spotify and listen to them. I got to about page 100 in the book last night. It's okay. It's not really holding my attention all that well. There are two different perspectives, two different narrators. We have the mother and the daughter, and the mother is told in first person. The daughter is told in third person. And I think that may be why I'm having a little trouble getting into their story, because I'm having to switch perspectives quite a bit. So tonight I'm doing a book event, and I'm getting nervous. I think it'll be fun, but it's my first event for On a Dark Tide, and honestly my first virtual event. I'm used to doing in-person events, so I have to go get some makeup on and set myself up for that, and then I think after the event's over, I'm just gonna crash and watch some shows. Maybe I'll read a little bit of the book. I'm feeling a little introverted today, so I have to do something to like psych myself up, so I'm gonna go listen to some music and do some makeup. Saturday, and we're just kind of having a chill day. I've been going back and forth between reading and cleaning the house. I did a little bit of work this morning. I think we're going to have friends over tonight for movie night. But right now, I think I'm going to walk up to my library and do a little browsing. The branch next to my house is open for browsing and for computer use. They opened a couple weeks ago for the first time since the pandemic started last year. I haven't really had a chance to go in and just kind of browse the shelves, so I think I'm going to do that, and I'll take you along with me and see what kind of interesting books we can find. Oh, I know you want to know which books I checked out from the library. I went there specifically to get A God in Ruins by Kate Atkinson. This is a companion novel to Life After Life, which I read and loved, and I am looking forward to getting into this one. I talked about this book in my 10 books, 20 pages video. This book has been on my Goodreads TBR for a really long time, and I am sitting down to finally read it. Then I just spent a lot of time in the mysteries section at the library and found some titles that just looked really intriguing to me. Mostly cozy mysteries this time around. Bookmarked for Death by Lorna Barrett. This is set in New Hampshire in a bookstore. The main character is a bookseller and an author turns up dead after an event, so sounds like a perfect fit for me. I don't know anything about this book. I picked it up solely for the title, Mission Impossible. There's a Jack Russell Terrier and a cat named Twinkletoes. I love the cover of this book, Poppy Redford and the Midnight Murders. This is a World War II historical mystery. Poppy is the village's air raid warden and she spends her nights patrolling. Then two women are found strangled and murder rocks this little town, and I guess Poppy is the lead detective here. Poppy decides to start her own investigation with the help of a charismatic American pilot. Sounds great. I love the colors of this one. I grabbed this, A Game of Cones, which I had seen online a couple times. This is actually the second book in this cozy mystery series, so I put the first one on hold because I kind of like to read them in order. This is a fairly new series. It centers around a family ice cream shop in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. In this one, I think she's trying to keep her ice cream shop open. There's some developers that are coming in to try and take over, and then, you know, murder. A sprinkle of murder happens. The last one I picked up was Trace of Evil by Alice Blanchard. This one I believe was on my Goodreads TBR. It's about a rookie detective in Burning Lake, New York, an isolated town known for its dark past. So I guess this rookie detective has been tasked with finding 9 missing transients and touches on that investigation as well as her past that brings up, you know, secrets and all the good things that you find in a mystery thriller detective novel. Those are the books I picked up from the library on a whim. That's the danger of browsing the library. You never know what you're gonna find. I think library books are great for mood reading. If I'm reading something else, I'm kind of like, I don't want to read this, I can grab one of the library books. I feel like I'm on a cozy mystery kick this summer. Let's chat about Every Wild Heart. I saw in a review on Goodreads someone had compared this to a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime movie, and I kind of agree with that sentiment. This one I think I would put solidly in the women's fiction category. I don't know if that's even a category. It was an easy to read book with a lot of heartwarming elements to it, a mother-daughter story with a touch of mystery. So the book starts out with Gail Gideon. She is a single mother who runs a very successful late night talk show. Her show, The Gail Gideon Show, she takes callers and people ask her questions about relationships and what they should do, if they should get married or break up or whatever. She helps them talk through these problems and people love her. She's famous. She's a very confident woman. She is sure of herself and what she wants out of her life. She has a daughter who is 14, Nick, and Nick is a little more on the shy side. She doesn't really fit in very well. She's kind of struggles to figure out who she is and she doesn't feel very comfortable in her own skin. The only place where Nick really feels comfortable and like she can be herself is at a riding stables where she rides her solid, sturdy horse, True. So that's the setup. You have this mother and this daughter and they're kind of polar opposites, but they certainly love each other. And Gail is just kind of trying to live her best life. At the beginning of the book, she gets an offer for her own television show to move from radio to TV. And she's kind of trying to figure out if she wants to do that, if it's worth moving Nick from her home in San Francisco down to Los Angeles. But it could be a great step for her in her career. Now, Nick is a freshman. She is starting at a new school and there is a new boy there, Luke, who he's a senior. He's very good looking, very mysterious and intriguing, and she gets paired up with him during like a freshman senior get to know you kind of class where the seniors are helping the freshmen learn the school or whatever. I don't know. It was just kind of a setup to get Nick and Luke together, and a little bit of romance develops there, which kind of weird because he's like 17 or 18 and she's 14 and it kind of made me feel awkward. There's not a lot of like physical stuff that happens between them, but it just wasn't really addressed. Like the mother didn't really address it. She was just like, oh, my daughter has a crush on this boy. It's an 18-year-old man. I don't know. Ooh. Maybe one of the things that didn't work for me with this book is that everything just kind of felt a little bit surface. There wasn't a lot of in-depth conversations between the mother and daughter about a lot of important things that happened in the book. One day Nick gets in an accident on her horse and she suffers an injury and it kind of changes her personality. And that kind of changes the course of the story and how their relationship works. Then it kind of becomes a story about finding yourself and standing up for yourself and figuring out what you really want in life. And sometimes Gail's choices as a mother weren't always that great, but I did like that she had like other things going on besides just being a mother. Like she had her own ambitions and her own dreams for her life, and as the story unfolds, she explores those different paths that she can take as well. So it was kind of like coming of age for both of them, both Nick, the 14-year-old, and Gail, the 40 maybe something year old. They're both kind of coming of age in this book together. There's a little bit of middle-age growth and a little bit of teenage growth. And I enjoy books where they kind of explore different periods of time in a person's life, not just like a teenager coming of age, but also the way that it mirrored with her mother. A solid, heartfelt mother-daughter story, but not one I'm raving about. And I think when I got this book, I got it in a subscription box, and it was the mystery subscription box. This didn't really fit that genre very well. There is a little bit of a mysterious element to the book, but it does not drive the plot, and it almost felt thrown in or tacked on. I did enjoy the characters and their interactions and kind of the way the story unfolded, but it wasn't a book that I was rushing to get back to or one that I was really anxiously turning the pages on. I don't know that it's going to leave a long and lasting impression with me, and I think I'm going to pass it on to a little free library. I don't think I'm going to keep this one. I don't see myself ever reading it again or coming back to it for any reason, so I'm going to pass it on. I think somebody else will really enjoy reading it. That's it from me for this TBR Jar reading vlog. It is sunny outside, so I'm gonna go and take advantage of this beautiful summer weather we are starting to have. Let me know if you've read this book, what you thought about it, or tell me what your favorite Hallmark movie is. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.